Hello internet and welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time I guess. In case you're new here, my name is Vandeputte, I'm a Belgian living in Sydney, Australia. I'm a time-lapse photographer and filmmaker, and this channel is all about time-lapse, travel and teaching. A bit of context, and let's slow the pace down a little bit about this video. The 11-24mm is a very awesome lens. It's a lens that I've felt very double about for ages. This week I was browsing YouTube and I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers, Peter Mckinnon. He's a photographer and a filmmaker in Canada, and he was talking about this lens, and the video is called How Wide is Too Wide. A little bit of it is down here, up here, or down there in the description is the link to his video. And when I saw that video, I was like, ah, damn it, I knew I should have shot this before, because that's exactly how I feel about this lens. But I feel like I can expand a little bit on it, because I've owned the lens and I've shot with it for, I think I got it right after the release. I got paid in a bit of gear by Canon for a job I did for them in the Himalayas, for this awesome TV show called Tales by Light. You can go check it out on Netflix. I think it's aired globally now. I worked on one episode. I did some time lapses on there, which was pretty awesome. But anyways, a video talking about this lens specifically has been on my list of videos to shoot for ages, pretty much since I've had it. So this week when I was watching Peter's video, I was like, all right, I should really get to it to make this vid. So let's get into the specifics on why I love and hate the Canon 11-24. Alrighty, here we go. Focus. Yes. Reason number one why I love this lens is it is wide, and that's why you get this lens. If you want to go super, super wide, ultra mega wide, whatever you call it, this is the lens you need. So I've put it on my 5DSR, put on live view. I'm pretty sure I can show you guys. So this is full frame, trying to see what I'm doing. Full frame at 24mm. Let's take a quick photo. Boom. And this, whoop, is 11mm. Like, look at my arms and look at how stretched that is. And that's what Peter talked about as well, obviously. It distorts it if you don't angle it straight away. It's not really a portrait lens, definitely not a portrait lens. But if you need wide shots for, I guess it's mainly a landscape lens, you want the widest you can go, this is the one you want. Reason number two why this lens is awesome is it is built like a tank. And it feels like a tank as well. But like, the build quality is just like any other Canon product, is absolutely amazing. Number three, as we said in Dutch, number three, every line that is straight in real life is going to be straight when shot through this lens, or as good as it can be. This is the best performing ultra wide angle lens when it comes to straight lines that I've seen so far. Number four, it is such a sharp lens. You're going to be shooting wide open quite a lot because obviously it is f4, but even wide open, this lens performs extremely well. Number five, weather sealing. This baby's weather sealed, which adds, I guess, to the build quality, is kind of the same. It's like any other Canon L glass, which has the red ring on it. It's just of the highest quality, and it's built to endure some really extreme conditions. Number six, and possibly my favorite positive of the lens, it looks absolutely badass. Like, there's few lenses that look cooler than this. Maybe some ultra telephoto lenses, but just that huge piece of glass in front, the whole build of it, the size, the feel. I think when you rock up to a shoot and the client is there and they see the glass that you're working with or the gear that you're working with, I personally feel the more impressive your rig, the more confident they'll feel in paying you the hopefully high rate that you're working with. So that might not be an actual valid point, but I like to believe in it, so I'm going to put it on the positive list. All right, babies, get the tissues out. It is time, unfortunately, for the negatives, the cons, the downsides of having this lens. Number one is the weight. By far, I think it's the heaviest lens that I own. It weighs 2.6 lb. Is that pound? I don't know. I'm Belgian or European. We don't use that system. This is 1.18 kilograms of glass and metal and whatever else is in here. If you put that on a 5D series, that's heavy. If you put that on a 1D series, that almost becomes unbearable. I've actually had complaints in like my back and neck and shoulder when slinging it on a strap to the side for an entire day of shooting. It's definitely not comfortable. It's just a bit too heavy. Number two, mega downside, the price point. This is a $2,600 US dollar lens that is 3.5 thousand Australian dollars, and that is just so much money. Number three, fragility. It is so fragile in the front because it is so open and exposed. I don't like walking around with a lens cap on my lens or with filters, which is another point that's in a bit. The lens cap, obviously, if you don't put it on, it's just out and about, it's open and exposed. If you sling it around your shoulder and you're walking through like a park or you're climbing over rocks, I've come really close to slamming this thing into a rock, and that would have been a very painful accident. Number four, what I just mentioned, filters. It's not like you can easily put a filter on there. If you look at it, it is just, yeah, pretty inaccessible. A couple of filter manufacturers have started building specialist filter kits for this system, but then you need bigger glass to go in the front and stuff. As Peter mentioned as well, that finally started happening. Some manufacturers have started making filters for this back slot here, which you can also find, by the way, on the Canon 17-40 lens, and I'm sure there's a couple of other lenses that have that filter built in, or that filter slot. Number 5, distortion, but not barrel distortion or anything like that. The distortion due to the optical build of this lens. That's something that happens with ultra wide angle glass. If you put stuff near the edges, or if you tilt up or down, your buildings are going to go completely like this or completely like that. And if you're shooting people, let's give that a go. So this is going to be, am I focusing? Yeah, that's pretty much going to be straight on. But if I then angle it down and point it at myself, I'm still in the frame, but it just looks absolutely ridiculous. And that was in Peter's video too. Yeah, it's a pretty comical result. I would not call this a portrait lens at all, but I don't think anyone does. But yeah, it's something to keep in mind, even when you're shooting cityscapes, for example. Number 6, the final negative, the final downside, it's an f4 lens. Unfortunately, I wish it was a 2.8, but that means this front element had to be double the size in diameter, which yeah, would have made it even more fragile and even more heavy and expensive probably, so that's not ideal. I guess luckily in this day and age, ISO performance is getting so good and so much better than what it was, that having an f4 lens, yeah, it matters less. Still, I've shot some Astro with this recently, and it is cool, gives you a unique point of view, but still part of me wishes it was 2.8. That is it for the negatives. So in conclusion, do I love this lens? Yes. Do I hate this lens? Yes. And just like that, we have come to the end of today's video. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Leave any questions or video suggestions you have on there as well. Make sure to check out Peter's video and check out his opinion on this lens. Get in touch on Twitter or Instagram. My username on there is matjoez, just like on any other platform. Again, a massive thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.